without further ado, I'm going to start with David O. He is our regulatory officer and he handles the regulatory affairs of Opulence Global. From his science and pharmaceutical background, David recognized the incredible value of Fairy Flawless as a world-class product that delivers on its promise of anti-aging. Yes, I have my Dream Lips in my purse too. His enthusiasm continued with the Fountain of Life, which is the most powerful antioxidant from nature, and the future development in the Safe Home Revolution collection. David is honored to be part of this incredible journey as Opulence Global changes people's lives around the world. Now, Sanaz Human, our vice president, she's our senior vice president and chief designer at Opulence Global. Sanaz spent her early 20s learning about MLM and entered her first MLM business in 2002, quickly developing her business as a distributor, just like us. She eventually left the sales field and took a position at Opulence Global. With hard work, dedication, and perseverance, she eventually rose to her current position. Now, Sanaz is fully invested in all aspects of the product development process and beyond, from research and development to manufacturing, distribution, marketing, and promotion. She takes pride in every product and all the ingredients used and is proudly a product of the product, knowing that she is impacting lives and people around the world. Now, I do see, I'm just got to get back to my Zoom here. There's a handsome young man coming to us from a pretty awesome vehicle that doesn't quite look like our Sanaz. I don't think he needs an introduction, but he is the forensic networker and our visionary CEO. And I think he's just revving up like his car to say a few words to us. I see him grinning from ear to ear. He was racing his cars on the weekend. I'm not sure that he's ever going to slow down from that. So, sir, welcome to the call.
Thank you so much. Good to see you on. Hello, David. How's it going, young man?
Hi, Ramin. How are you? Just getting ready tonight. Hope all is well.
Same. I'm smiling ear to ear because, we've been talking all day with the factory about the new formula for Fido Clinical. My goodness, that thing is a bomb. It's an absolute bomb. So sign the document, sent in. That's why I'm smiling ear to ear.
Wonderful. Well, call's over. What else is there to say? That's amazing news. So many of us have been waiting around for a very long time. And to know that we are getting beyond the best of the best, again, something that's going to help us really be opulent and healthy from the inside out. Man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
I was in my office now, I'm just outside the building now, and I'm signing this contract, all the NDAs and all this stuff. And it's unique, our own formulation with 3 PhDs. How many? 3 PhDs. People who have actual scientific degrees and they put themselves on the line. 3 of them, right? These are doctors or scientists. That's all they do. And they do anything wrong, they get in trouble. You want to deal with people who are professional. And it's unbelievable. They were very impressed with what we know about health. We were really, really impressed with what they know about health. And so, of course, we had done our stuff. We had our things, and they liked it. And they came back with reforming it, reshaping it. And then, without getting into stuff, because we can't get into stuff, but I can tell you, it will have claims of skin health, hair health, immunity. That's a big word. Can't get into the specifics. It's a very, very big word. Probiotics. Oh man, who doesn't have a probiotic problem? Well-being. Now that's a really big word that we're not going to speculate on tonight and get into. I told you guys, we have a vision. We know what the world's going. We know what we want. And we're open, we're awake. We're not sleeping. We went through this pandemic. We're awake. We saw what happened, and we know what's coming, and we're preparing for that. So this formula, I mean, energy level, who can use more energy, right? You know, I could tell you, without getting into specifics, without all the claims, just think about some of the stuff I've said and what falls within that. With NPN certification from Health Canada. And so we are, like I said, I want to give you a little piece of it, a piece of it. I think Sanaz let the cat out of the bag last time. See what we're doing now. We're doing something, you know, we're taking two major products, selling two different categories of products into the best of the best of the best opulence level. And then we did even more than that. We combined the two into one with 3 PhDs. 3 PhDs working. By the way, the thing that ticked me off a little bit, you think you put this big price tag out there and, you know, we manufacture a lot. We don't do small amounts. Massive expense. You think they wouldn't charge us for the PhD fees? No way. They charge us for PhD fees, you know, and big numbers. But I gotta tell you, we know the last 18 years now, we deal with factories a lot. These guys are really impressive. They're really, and you know what? They have to be because their CEO, his name is Ramin. No joke. No joke. True story. His CEO, his name is Ramin. Of course, they have to be the best of the best. You know, that was a selling point for me. Is it a selling point for you? It's a selling point for me. You know, so yeah, I'm pretty jazzed up. I know Sanaz is probably on the call waiting, thinking, okay, oh, the CEO just crashing my party again. You know,
she's here, and Yulia is saying from Israel, get on to the specifics already. Well, I don't know, Yulia, if their CEO is Ramin as well. I mean, what else is there to say?
Yeah, I like to crush Sanaz's party once in a while, you know. But yeah, I'm pretty revved up. You know, I'm not too revved up about the price because it's insane, but it's fine. That's just Opulence way. But what it does and who's doing it and what ingredients are coming from and the certification and the use cases and the classification. I mean, it is exciting, and being able to hit 2 birds in 1 stone, and it just makes it easier for you as a consumer and for your consumers and for us as a company. And I'll tell you, you know, you can get your collagen from many places, but everybody knows, right? You know, the problem with collagen is you need so much of it to actually see effectiveness, unless you got the latest technology with the latest and the greatest ingredient and something that everybody can use, because regular bovine stuff, some people are vegan, whatever. I mean, this is what we're talking about. It's not hard to put out a product. It's really hard to put out a one-of-a-kind product. Mm-hmm. So we're on it. Signed it tonight. Faxed in. So I'm pretty revved up on the development of Fido Clinical. Now, I think I'll just pass this back up to the rightful owner of the show.
Thank you so much, Ramin. I'm actually smiling ear to ear myself. It's been such an exciting couple of weeks. And you know what? We're super excited for everyone to be joining us and to be getting all the amazing information. And I kind of gave them a little bit of detail last week, not too much, about something exciting is coming. But a good night, a good morning, a good afternoon to everyone. I hope you guys are all amazing. I hope you are all revved up. I hope you guys are all excited. You know, our CEO doesn't know, but everyone's coming up with product development names.
Oh, I like that. Let's read some of those out. I think I just saw Tony put out Colonical. That's a kind of cool name.
Yeah.
The
You know
the
what?
consensus is phytogen.
That sounds cool too. Say we got the coolest, smartest, partners in the world.
Yeah, they have some pretty cool names they came up with. Ronan came up with Phytogen, which I like that one as well. I also want to say, a happy early birthday to our CEO because his birthday is tomorrow. So since we have everybody on right now as well, happy early birthday. This was just in time for his birthday for him to sign off on all the really cool things that are coming in. We've always said that everything happens for a reason and everything happens for the right direction. And this is exactly, what we were talking about. Everything does happen for a reason, for even a bigger reason than we even anticipated. So a big happy birthday to our CEO. Of course, everyone is sharing it. My God, I just realized how dirty my screen was. I just fixed that. All right. So happy birthday to our CEO. And we will get the call started. Hello, David. Good night to you. How are you?
Fine, Sinez. How are you tonight?
I am fantastic. As you can see, there's lots of excitement in the air,
Yeah.
David.
Wonderful.
And see you. We missed you last week as well.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
always great to have you on.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry about last week. I got tied up in production and I couldn't get away, so I
It's all-
apologize to everyone for
Don't
that.
The
have-
call is not the same without you, David. Don't slack off.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. I just couldn't even take my phone into production, so I apologize. So
I understand. We get it. You work hard. You're a hard worker, young man.
yeah, I'm not getting any younger, that's for sure.
We gotta do Persian food again soon.
Yeah, really.
Amazing. All right. So I literally just walked in through the door from the office as well, team. And good night, good morning, good afternoon to everybody who's joining us every single week. We try to be able to bring you news and updates. And as you can see, there's a lot of moving wheels. We're always working around the clock to try to deliver more, to be able to bring you more tools, bring you more information, bring you inspiration with our product development. And of course, before we get started, Ramin, everyone is just wishing you a very, very happy birthday and wishing you a very, very blessed year ahead. A lot of love from our Opulence family. And I want to wish everyone an absolutely fabulous week ahead. Happy Monday to you all. First of all, I want to recognize our Thailand and Laos team. Did you guys see how they blew it up in their market that they had? First event they had in Laos, and they absolutely blew it up. They did such an amazing job. Congratulations to our Thailand team for the further expansion into Laos. They had a standing room only with so much excitement. And you know what? That can also be you in your market. The products are the backbone of the company. And David, that's some of the things that I talked about last week, when it comes to the products, when it comes to the development, when it comes to the creation, before I even understood ingredients, I remember the first couple of times when I sat down with you and you would talk about all these ingredients, I actually didn't have much knowledge and experience. And over time, I've, become a great student to all of the things that you've taught me, with all the amazing ingredients and capabilities and how we're able to do all the amazing things that we do at Opulence. So I'm beyond honored and proud with all the amazing developments that we're going to be doing with Opulence, with all the growth that we're going to be having. And I want to talk a little bit about some of those amazing things because, this company actually, IFRA, was in our head office on Friday, and they actually flew in from Vancouver. This new company that we're dealing with actually just won an award for their product and development innovation and their efficacy. And you know what? IFRA was also really, really excited with what she saw. But one of the things that we talked about is the ingredients list. Ingredients are so vital and important to our well-being and to the formulations and to the creations. And they were just so impressed with everything that they saw with our very flawless lineup. What's really amazing, David, and I want to start the call with this tonight. When it comes to skincare and ingredients that are used in skin, a lot of times our skin gets used to products and it stops working. Fairy Flawless has been out since 2018, and still we have phenomenal results, phenomenal testimonials. Our customers looking younger and younger consistently because of the amazing active ingredients. And one thing that, one of the lead formulators was really impressed with is that how we had 4, 5, even 6 active ingredients that were basically active in one product. For example, our day, our night. Let's talk about that, because, a lot of times companies will take those really amazing active ingredients at a high value perspective and create multiple SKUs out of them. When we sat down to originally create the Fairy Flawless, which you were super instrumental in, and you were our guiding light, we use amazing ingredients that simply work and combined together really did that anti-aging effect and reverse the signs of aging. So let's start off the call with that tonight.
Yeah, well, that's how I sort of met you, quite frankly. My introduction to Opulence was through Fairy Flawless. I knew I worked with the formulator Tom on a number of different projects, and he shared with me the vision. He shared with me the products that he had created. You had asked for things like Botox in a bottle. I remember him saying he was very excited about it. The thing is that I asked him to share the ingredient list, not the formulation, which he wouldn't do at that time. But he said, sure, I could tell you the ingredient list. I looked it over, and living in the world of chemistry, I recognized right away that there's some pretty unique things in the products. The combinations. I knew that when I looked at the night, Quad AG, the first thing that I noticed immediately was a combination of microsilver and the Pisceabe's extract, that's Fountain of Life extra. And I remember we had played with that. We used that combination just for fun. And then when I say we, Tom and I tried this out, and we found out it had a really powerful anti-aging effect on the skin. And then I took a look at the oleosomes in there, these are moisturizers in it. And I saw the other thing is that he added in something called hexapeptide 14, which means absolutely nothing to the average person. But if you take a look at these type of developments, and if you understand or see that there are other companies that are using something, hexapeptide, like I think it was 2 or and they'll instruct people, interestingly enough, to place it on their face and don't move for 20 minutes, for it to work. I don't know. It's very hard to sit still for 20 minutes, not say or do anything or make a face. So that in itself, I thought was a difficult task. But at the same time, using hexapeptide 14 without getting too deep about it, it does promote collagen reformation. And so if you're really trying to get that anti-aging effect, I thought, well, this is really, really good. The day product, I noticed a lot of things in it. So I was going through it bit by bit, but truly it was designed specifically for different times of the day. Day to protect, because we're out in the elements all day and our skin takes the brunt of the abuse. Nighttime is restoration and reformation. And we need products that are going to support that that process for us to look better in the morning. So that was done. And then the eye and the lip, which are very unique, had some very unique properties to it. But if we stuck just back to the night, we stuck back to the day, I just noticed that these are fabulous products. And just trying them out, I thought, well, it really did make a difference, in terms of the texture and the tone of the skin. You can see that immediately. And depending on how weathered you are, to be honest with you, but at the same time, recognizing that it could go across different ethnicities. If you take a look at white skin versus black skin versus Asian skin, it's all very different. And we have to recognize that everyone reacts differently to that, but at the same time, we age differently. But at the same time, we need products that are going to support the skin processes right across the board. And I found that it was very interesting that, uh, Tom had put some really powerful thoughts into this and created something that was universal. So, yeah, that's how, and that's when I was talking to you, and I said, this is a product line you should be proud of, because I've seen some pretty bad ones out there. There's a couple
Well,
that come to mind, which I'm not going to say because that would be unfair, but not my position. But there are products out there which I really don't think are very good. Uh, However, this stands alone. This is a very good product line, and I think people who have used it. And the other thing is, you have to use it for it to be effective. It's really hard when people say, I used it for 3 days and I didn't see any change. And you say, well, over the past 50 or 60 years, your skin has gone through a lot. In 3 days, it's not going to make much difference. You have to give the product a chance to do the job it's designed to do. And you have to dedicate, and you have to commit to it, and you will see a difference. And people that really saw a difference were the people that actually use the product.
You know,
So
and I wanted to start off the call with that is because 2018, we formulated this product. Still, it is the best ingredient list that we have. And I'll tell you guys why. Because when we're about to rebrand the product for 2024 release, we looked at all of the different ingredients and we said, okay, now that we've had these ingredients, now that people are getting these results, are there more updated ingredients that are out in the market that we could utilize in putting in our Fairy Flawless lineup? Because as you all know, we're rebranding the package, we're reducing it down to 3 SKUs from 5 SKUs. And so with that, we were told, no, you still have the best of ingredients, because we were so further ahead when it came to the development and the creation of it. And that really made me proud, because even though it was brought out in 2018, we're in 2023, this is going to be released in 2024. Still, we are the best of the best when it came to the ingredients. Of course, through Fairy Flawless, for those of you that don't know, through Fairy Flawless came the development of our microsilver technology, skincare, sterling, spray, toothpaste, and through our Fairy Flawless lineup came the birth of the Fountain of Life. So for those of you that are maybe new to our company and don't know how it all happened, well, we were a fashion company. As a fashion company, we launched our own skincare as an addition. And then very shortly, we had all these amazing breakthroughs. David, let's talk about 2 of our proprietary ingredients that we're using in a lot of our development. 1 being the microsilver, and 2 being the Fountain of Life extracts, which is the Picea ABs, the spruce tree. Because of course, there's always those products that they're the look-alike or the sound-alike. You taught us all the time in all these years, there's a difference between nano silver and microsilver. You've taught us there's going to be different types of spruce tree, but there's nothing like ours with the amount of lignans, the potency, the effectiveness, the topical, the oral. So it's really important for you as partners to understand that you have world exclusivity with these proprietary ingredients that really work and that are active and that are making a difference. So David, let's talk a little bit about microsilver, because microsilver has been instrumental in inflammation. It's been instrumental in basically being an antibacterial, because it does actually kill bacteria in the skin. And this is not just any microsilver. This is a medical grade microsilver that's got 85 patents. It's got 5 PhD doctors that are working behind it. And there's real science about it.
yeah, well, it's sort of an interesting company, that created this. This was a PhD's playground for a long time, and then they decided to make it into an actual business. The research and development of microsilver was pretty interesting, because it is medical grade. They use it in implant technology. When we say implants, we're talking about dental implants, hip implants, these sorts of things, because it is a powerful antimicrobial. And they know that using this technology will lower the chances of infections. And that's one of the things that any surgeon you talk to, apart from bleeding, and making sure that it is completely blood-free in terms of the site, incision site. They are going to talk to you about things like contamination. They want to make sure there's no contamination. So using microsilver in the implant technology really has been a boon to the industry because it reduces chances of cross-contamination that way. So yeah, it's a very powerful. Now they're using it in other things and paints and all these other things to reduce the chances of cross-contamination. But in terms of the employment of this is not nanosilver. This is not silver water. This is not colloidal silver. This is 10 micron large porous silver, medical grade silver that ends up in our skin, and no, we can't see it. Okay. The other thing to realize that, people ask, oh, well, I've got this, my customer used something like sterling on their skin, and now they're going in for laser treatment. Is it safe? And the answer is absolutely. You can use it. That's not for me. That's from actually the PhDs that developed this, because I had to ask that question. I wasn't sure at that time. This is years ago. So, perfectly safe. The thing is that I want to sort of explain to you how microsilver works, because there seems to be some confusion about that. And I want to make sure people are on the same page. Microsilver is large, porous, pure elemental silver. And it sits on our skin or mucosal membranes. I'm talking about our mouth, our oral cavity when we use toothpaste. And it releases silver ions over time when it's exposed to air and moisture. Those silver ions disrupt the transport mechanism of bacteria. And what that means is that because bacteria needs food like everything else to survive, when that is unable to get its food, it perishes and it goes through denaturation. The other thing that happens is that the RNA and DNA becomes destroyed from the activity of the silver ions. And that's it. As long as the microsilver is still there, it continues to work. The only time it won't work is if you wash it out. So if you wash it off your skin or wash it out of your mouth, it'll cease to work. But when we are brushing our teeth, understand that the microsilver embeds itself into the gum and embeds ourselves in the lining of our mouth, and that's why our breath will smell fresher in the morning. There's a reason for it, because it's killing that bacteria. And I think it's a wonderful product, and it's a wonderful, and let's not mistake this ever, please, for nano silver, colloidal silver, silver water, because those are two different products. And if someone says it's the same, it's not the same. Okay, you'll never get argyria from this. Argyria is the graying of the skin. Okay, so that's permanent. You will turn permanently gray or blue or whatever color that really is if you take. Sometimes some people, they get that reaction. You can look it up on the internet. The other thing is that there's possibility of kidney damage, so we never want to fool around with that. If you should ingest our microsilver product, our toothpaste, or should get swallowed, it is, our body can absorb it, so it is excreted. So you never have to worry about that. It's perfectly safe. It never gets into a cell. And it doesn't design that way.
This is really, really important for everyone to understand. So for those of you that don't know the technology, whether it's our toothpaste, whether it's our microsilver spray, whether it's our Fairy Flawless Micro Quad AG, whether it's the sterling, the microsilver that we are using, as David mentioned, is a medical grade microsilver that's used in implants, in hip, in skull implants. So these are basically put into your body long term. Now, can you imagine, we've been able to develop these amazing products using the same microsilver technology in order for it to A, have longevity, B, eliminate bacteria, C, reduce the inflammation in the skin. And so combined with all the amazing things that we're doing with the Fountain of Life extract, you can imagine how much better the amazing, product becomes. And that's where the derivative, and that's how the fountain of life came to life. It's, the skin was basically rejuvenating itself so much that I went to the scientist and said, okay, what the heck is in this product? Because everyone's looking younger and younger every single day. And he says, well, it's a combination of ingredients working together, but the main active ingredients are basically the fountain of life extract and the microsilver technology. And just before we switch over to fountain of life, many of you are benefiting from the Fairy Flawless toothpaste, and it's because it's fluoride free, it's alcohol free. Let's talk about those two elements in our toothpaste, David.
Yeah, well, when we take a look at fluoride is a naturally occurring product. However, fluoride has been used for many years to toughen up the teeth, and that's the reason that they employ it. And I think any dental professional will advocate for that. They do fluoride treatments in their offices, which is outstanding because they're trying to create a barrier to harden our teeth to make sure that the bacteria that excretes acid will not cause a dissolution of our enamel. However, when we're taking a look at a natural toothpaste, and there's a lot of them out there, the big problem is they remove fluoride. And why remove fluoride? Well, fluoride is a drug, number one, and it's classed as a drug. Number two, fluoride has a lot of controversy around it now. And it's pretty clear that fluoride has a possibility of exposure to fluoride, has a possibility of creating neurological damage, creating diabetes type 2, and a lot of other health issues, skeletal fluorosis, possibly dental fluorosis, which is a staining of the teeth, possibly. And it's something that people should be aware of. In fact, it says on any toothpaste in North America that if you should swallow it, you should call the Poison Control Center. And so it is serious and it should be taken seriously. And our safety should be, number one. And you should make sure that it's being used properly if you're using a fluoride toothpaste. Now, when we decided to remove fluoride, we had the task of trying to put something in that was going to actually eliminate the problem. What's the purpose of creating a toothpaste that doesn't work and increases cavities or gives no cavity control? And we discovered that microsilver works very effectively. And there were studies performed in Europe at the Erlangen Clinic that showed that it worked well against plaque. It worked really well against periodontal disease, and that it reduced halitosis, which is bad breath. And so the studies that we received really promoted the fact that we have a safe, effective alternative to a fluoride toothpaste, and that's what we implemented in our Fairy Flawless microsilver toothpaste, and it has been, I think, one of the more popular products out there. I use this on a daily basis. I quite like it. I think it does really well. I remember I developed some tooth issues. I started using it even more, and I found out that it did help a great deal. And of course, there's no alcohol in our products whatsoever. Some of them might have alcohol, but we removed any possibility that it isn't safe for children. And so I think that's important that we keep that in mind, because children do the darndest things. We all know that. They'll do things like they'll swallow toothpaste and not tell you. Even when you ask her, "Did you swallow that?" and the answer is no. And there's a distinct possibility they did, and we don't want to expose them to certain things like fluoride. So we want to keep our children safe. We don't want them to expose to possible neurological damage, and that has been proven. They said that children exposed to fluoride at a younger age had lower IQs than children that were not, and that was measured at the ages 9 to 12. So those studies exist. And I think people should be aware of that there is a possibility of a damaging long-term effect on children. So, yeah.
This absolutely blew me away. For those of you that are moms, grandmas, aunts, parents, I mean, think about it. If you knew that a product that your child or a child that is harming them and it could lower their IQ, would you give it to them? The answer is absolutely not. But on every single shelf, we find toothpaste that are fluoridated and filled with chemicals and filled with alcohol. And without thinking, we're giving these to our children, and we wonder why children are getting sicker and sicker, and the next generation just doesn't have the same immunity anymore. So you have to understand that when we created this amazing toothpaste, it was for the reason to keep all of our consumers in mind, part of our safe home revolution, to eliminate the alcohol, to eliminate the fluoride, to be able to bring your youth back by using healthy ingredients that were going to work and be effective without the harmful effects. This also applies, David, to women that are pregnant, that is causing autism in their children and birth defects as well by using alcohol and fluoridation. And these are all tested with results.
Yeah, there is some question about that, and if you're questioning it, then sometimes it's best just to steer away from it. There is a lot of issues out there. I don't know why things like autism goes in certain pockets, Cambridge, Ontario has a high autism rate. Markham, Ontario has a very high autism rate. And if you're gonna ask me why, I'm not an expert at it to tell you why. I just know the stats are there. You need a person smarter than me to explain that one. But at the same time, we don't know what's really, what is the cause to it. But if there's that correlation, if it is something like fluoride, you certainly have to abide by that. You have to think that maybe it's not a good thing to expose our children to, and if they're swallowing it, again, you like to believe the child and say no, okay, they're not, but uh, I'm a father. And I don't believe them at all, to be honest with you. I love my kids, but I don't trust them. They'll tell me everything I want to hear. Sorry, I'm on my cord.
No worries. And I think that's really important, when we're looking at those ingredients lists and when you are promoting and selling these products are safe for you, your family, your consumers, the ingredient list. All of those things make it in the effective way, which is what you should be so proud of and you should be talking about to all of your clients as well. And David, the next topic I want to talk about is, of course, the number one selling product, the number one selling antioxidant in the world, the most incredible product that we've discovered, of course, called Fountain of Life. And Fountain of Life is becoming that household name. Actually, 2 weeks, last weekend, I went to a party and I got speaking with a gentleman. He was there with his family, and we started to talk about what we did, and he started talking about that he was in the nutrition industry, and he said, well, what do you guys do? And I said, well, we have an e-com business, and basically we sell our products online. It's in over 200 countries and territories. Wow, that's amazing. I said, yes, our number one product is called Fountain of Life. And he went, what? That's the product from your company? And I said, yes. He says, I'm on it. I said, you are? And he said, yes. And I said, wow, that's amazing. How did you get it? He said, I got it through some guy, and I actually wanted more, and he never followed up with me. Can you guys tell me which emoji I wanted to do? If you're looking at the camera, this was the emoji. And I was like, this is the key to follow up. This is the key to people wanting your products. They bought it out of exactly. I love how all the ladies got my emoji right away. And it was because you sometimes sell product and you don't follow up. and the consumer actually loves it and wants more. They either lost your business card, lost your contact, they don't know, how to get back in touch with you, but they love the product and they're just waiting for you to contact them back. Yet you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh, well, I sold the product, they never called me. Well, that's not their job to contact you. It's your job to contact back the customer to follow up. And I asked him, I said, how is the product helping you? Why did you want more? You guys ready to hear this? He said, I started to feel immediate results. I was rubbing it into my temple when I had a headache. I actually was eating it every single day under my tongue. And I found that my back pain improved and I was able to sleep better. And of course, David, that is because it was reducing down his inflammation. So let's talk about that, because Fountain of Life is that amazing anti-inflammatory product. It's that product that people can rub into their joints. They can rub into their forehead when they have a headache. They can rub into their arthritis pain. They can basically eat it. And they can basically put it in their, juice. They can put it in their shake. They can put it in their yogurt. They can put it in their water. And it's able to help them long term. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, there, the genesis of Fountain of Life as an actual supplement was interesting because it was started in as topical, been used as a topical for many years for the very reasons that you're stating. It does mop up free radicals, which lowers inflammation, all these wonderful things. And people have discovered that, but taking it internally, it reduces inflammation even better. I think that, Fountain of Life is an interesting product because of its of the way that it has developed, in the marketplace, but at the same time, its versatility as a result. The other thing is, can I ask you, how old was this gentleman? Would you say, was he a middle-aged gentleman?
He was probably in his 40s, maybe 50s.
Okay. Because let me tell you another thing that most men will not say. Most men will not say that they have voiding issues, that they can't pee properly because they're developing a benign prostate at the age between 40 and 50. There's a lot of men out there that are seeing changes in their ability to void, and they're not saying that because it's a very personal thing. And when they take Fountain of Life 3 days later, a lot of them will find out that it does help, because what it's doing is actually it can reverse I'm trying to put in terms, well, the prostatic urethra, which is squeezing the urethra, it actually reverses and it loosens that way, and they can actually void again, which is really important in terms of the quality of life that men do not talk. It is sort of one of those silent things men go through. And it's something that to be aware that a lot of men entering their 50s have that issue, and it's a very high number. And so, to be sensitive to them, you're not going to ask them that question. However, a lot of men will say, well, I've used Fountain of Life and it's really helped me a lot with my pain, discomfort, and everything. But really, it comes down to their lifestyle. And their lifestyle is things like you don't have to go look for a washroom every 5 minutes. And the reason being that when men have benign prostatic hyperplasia, they're looking for a washroom all the time because they can't empty their bladder. And it's a very uncomfortable type of situation for them. So that's where I think Fountain of Life makes a difference. I've talked to too many men now who have used Fountain of Life who have admitted that to me, because I'm a guy. And they'll say, you know what, it really does help me. And they're very impressed with that. So, the other thing is that there's other benefits to it. When it reduces inflammation, their well-being is improved, their quality of life is improved. And I think that that's why a lot of people use it. For myself, like I've said this in the past, I've suffered from osteoarthritis. I've had it for a long time. Without it, I suffer greatly. when I use it, I'm able to function normally. I'm off the knee replacement list now. However, having said that, Fountain of Life is a mainstay in my life, and it's something I have to use on a daily basis. I just there's no substitute for that, because anyone with arthritis will agree that it is maddening on how it actually burns on a daily basis. So please, anyone you know with arthritis in your hands, anywhere in your body, please promote them to Fountain of Life to help them, because it will help greatly, and it will reduce the chances of them developing cardiovascular disease or cancers, because that's where it all starts, is this chronic inflammation. So, when anyone says I got arthritis or arthritic pain, please try and help them in the long run.
Absolutely. And David, the other thing as well is gut health. I have a lot of clients of mine that they have indigestion, or they basically have heartburn, or they've eaten something that is not good. And they say that immediately by taking the Fountain of Life, it is subsiding, and it is helping them with their indigestion and their immune system. Also, it's been very helpful for the immune system to be able to go to the washroom. And I know you talked about voiding number 1, but there's also the voiding of number 2. If someone needs to go to the washroom and basically get their bowels cleaned out, it actually helps to reduce down and get rid of the waste out of the body as well.
To make you more regular. It's not it doesn't provide roughage for that, but I guess it's reducing the amount of inflammation in your bowels. That would sort of make sense. The other thing to recognize, and this is really something weird that I noticed, I was just in the States a couple weekends ago. Something I haven't seen in Canada, but in the States and around the world, everyone's going into this thing called alkali water. And I don't know if I know in Asia, I know and it sort of stopped me for the longest time, as people are saying, well, I know someone who took 2 drops or 3 drops or 5 drops of Fountain of Life, and they're saying to me that, they got a bit of a tummy ache or whatever, which I thought was really unusual, because it's not enough to really cause that. And so I started doing some research and finding out that alkaline water, sort of interesting, it's a thirst quencher. I noticed it's all over the US shelves now. So I guess around the world, it's everywhere except in Canada for some strange reason. We don't have any. I think we got one product called Flow, but there's a lot of places using it. But I started doing some research, and I found out that, as we get older, when we're taking alkaline water, we could develop this condition called milk alkali, which is a stomach upset. So please just be aware of that. Someone says, well, I tried your product, got a stomach upset. It won't give you a stomach upset. It's not designed to do that. It can't do that unless you're really you can't understand the taste of it for whatever reason, and mix it in with water or whatever. But just be aware that the other thing that could be happening is they're taking a lot of alkaline water right now, and it seems to be something very popular. But no one's talking about milk alkali as a possibility of a stomach upset. So just be aware of that. I know this gets a little deep, but and sometimes I think you're sort of prying with people, asking them what they're taking, but you could just mention it to them and just say that alkaline water is very popular, and people taking it have developed stomach issues because of that. Just be aware. They might not say anything to you, but I did note that alkaline water is extremely popular in the States right now. And there's a big push to get in a higher pH water, which is, I think, strange, but okay.
So from a medical perspective, David, what does it do? Because I know certain markets, they really, really push this water. There's machines, there's companies that I don't know much about it either. I know I don't like the taste of it. I think it just tastes very weird for me. I've tried it. I tried that Flow drink as well. But you know what I find? I find that we have to be very careful with how much supplementation we do, how many different variety of different products, because our bodies was made to be able to, fight off disease. Our bodies was made for our immune system to do certain things. And when we add too many different elements, then it almost loses its balance. The reason that we were an advocate of like adding a product like Fountain of Life is because we knew that everyone is living in an inflammation state. The reason that we believe in the new product that we're creating is we know that we're having tissue loss, we're having, muscle loss, we're having, cartilage loss. We're having, a lot of the things that we need. We need zinc every day. We need to fight, build our immune system to even be stronger. We know we need vitamin C, we need vitamin D, we need our B complexes. So I'm not saying all those things are in there, by the way, but I'm just saying like those are the necessities that we need, a little bit of each of those products. And you don't want to overdose with a whole bunch of different products. So what does this type of water do for our body? Do you even know?
Well, it's supposed to reduce the acidity in our bodies. When we take a look at our bodies, like we're acidic, they correlate to that being, we're highly susceptible to cancer and heart disease. And by adding in a high pH that's over 7, we're talking about a pH of 9 or so. They're saying that it will reduce our chances of developing heart disease and developing cancer. However, you really can't change the pH of the body. So they're not sure yet. The jury's still out on this one. That they're researching it. I haven't seen anything different. I usually check the Mayo Clinic. I like the Mayo Clinic because that is the #1 hospital in North America. Really quite prestigious. And I was invited there to work and I got kicked out because it's a long story. It's just the prof. I wasn't allowed to go in there. They said, you just can't walk in. And prof found out that. However, having said that, just realize that there is studying going on here. I'm not going to say it's all bad, but just be aware that there are sometimes side effects to this. And people should be aware that some of us are more susceptible to it. So, it's something I just noticed that more and more people are drinking. They're drinking Kangen water. They're drinking all sorts of things. There's a lot of products out there to increase the amount of minerals and increase the pH of our bodies. I don't know if it's going to impact it or not. I'd like to say I hope so. Let me say that I hope so, because if it does, I'll be the first person to try it, because I'm just I'm sitting back and reading about it. I'm reading also that you get to a certain age that you got to be more aware of it. Okay.
Sure. David, a couple quick questions for you. When it comes to prostate health, you talked about men voiding a lot easier and being able to reduce down the inflammation. First of all, team, if you do have clients as such, please post it online. I know it's more of a private matter and sometimes people don't like to talk about it, but I know personally myself, I have a couple of people that have given me that testimonial. I've asked them to write a testimonial. They don't want a public testimonial, that they're able to go to the washroom a lot easier because of the Fountain of Life, but it does reduce down the inflammation. I actually had last year, I was doing construction in my home, and 2 of the contractors, I was sharing actually a presentation like this. I was doing a Zoom while they were in my home working. And when I finished, the guy said to me, excuse me, ma'am, what's that product that you were just talking about? And I said, which one? The Fountain of Life? He said, yes, the one that's good for men's health. He didn't tell me what he needed it for. This guy is on a reorder of 2 bottles every single month religiously. So he orders basically a family pack supply. As soon as it runs low, he's on that auto ship where he gets the product. And whatever it's doing for him, it has to do with men's health. Whether his libido has increased, whether his inflammation has gone down. He's able to void easier. So sometimes consumers will be shy to share with you what the reasons are, but it's very important to talk about all the different benefits, because if someone has an underlying issue, maybe they don't want you to know. But maybe by you sharing a story and saying, we have a customer that, then you can share, maybe that will resonate with them. And remember, the Fountain of Life page is that spot for you to go and share those stories and testimonials. Testimonials make a big difference because stories sell and they inspire people to want to use the product as well. Okay. That's the first thing I wanted to share. Secondly, David, if someone is got a tumor in their stomach, and I don't know what type of tumor it is, will Fountain of Life help?
Oh, man, that's a real, I don't know the type of tumor it would be. You know, if it's a cancer, well, it's a real painful tumor to talk about, and I'm really sorry to hear that. It might help. That's all I could say because I just don't know enough about the condition of the patient or whatever what's causing it. If it is what happens, and the reason lignans work is that it's a phytoestrogen and it does block certain receptor sites. That's why it does seem to work, but I can't guarantee something like that because really that's something you have to talk to your oncologist about to find out exactly what you can and can't take. You could ask them and just say, well, anything like this. A lot of times they'll say, well, no, but because they don't know, you might ask him if you could take it. Ask him, am I allowed to take flaxseed in my diet? Because they want to know what sort of diet you have anyway. So say, can I take flaxseed? And then try it to see if it does help. I'm really sorry, there aren't any studies directly on that. I haven't seen anything on it, so I can't really give you anything definitive, and I'm not going to give you false hope. And I don't think that's fair. So, but I would try it because you just don't know. A person had spleen cancer, they tried it and it helped them, and there was no studies on that as well. So I would venture try that. It's a very, very painful condition, and I'm very sorry to hear about that.
Thank you for that, David. I think it's important, again, sharing, right? Sharing is really, really important when it comes to all of your customers. And you want to be able to just basically give them the advantage of using the product, but you never ever want to give false hope to someone. You never want to give them the hope of basically a cure. We know that Fountain of Life is not a cure or a drug, but it's just a very powerful antioxidant. It's basically a very powerful anti-inflammatory. And you want to make sure, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain from trying the product. So you want to make sure that you do it. By the way, be very smart with the amount of, usage that you do, because sometimes, you may take 10 drops and it may do amazing things for you. And sometimes you may take 10 drops is too much for you in one dosage. Sometimes you take 10 drops, it's just not enough. Everybody's body and immune system is different. We always say for everyone to start with 10 drops as a base and then go up or down as needed. And, for me, I use 2 full pipettes a day. When I first started to take it, it felt very bitter. It was really not, palate appealing for me. For many people, they love the taste. So, and now, I can't live a day without it. Even my dog, I'm going to tell you guys a story about my dog. She's 12 years old, and everybody who sees her, who's a dog owner, thinks she's a puppy, not because she's so small, because she's got a very good coat, because she's runs around like a little bunny. And it's because I actually put a couple of drops of FOL in her water. So because she doesn't like to take FOL, I give it to her. If she's ever feeling sick, or I know she's not eating, I will actually give her 1 drop of FOL on her lip. She's forced to lick it. But it's really, really important to make sure that all of you utilize our products and play with it. This is your own business. This is your own company. Utilize it to the best way that you can. And you know what? Just go to the top with that. With that, I cannot believe that it is already 9 o'clock and we've come to the end of the hour for our amazing, amazing call tonight. I hope that you've learned something new. Every week is about, learning something new. Remember the SPUCK principle, show people you care. If you don't know what that principle is, it's a principle that I live by. I swear by SPUCK. And that is show people you care. And if you live with that principle with your customers, and if you follow up with them and you show them that you care, and you're just following up just to see how they're doing with the product, just to see, if they needed any more information, if they needed a refill, if you follow up with that, 90% of the residual, ladies and gentlemen, is in the follow-up. With that, to the billion, I wish you all the best. I'll pass it over to Rebecca to be able to do an amazing, amazing job with a close. David, thank you so much. Always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you for your
Sanaz.
experience, and look forward
Thank
to.
you, Rebecca.
All right,
Good
back
night,
to you,
everyone.
Well, amazing as usual. No, not as usual, because I know some of our longer running partners, they think, oh, it's just a product call. It's going to be the same thing again. And wow, like this one hit it out of the park tonight. We got to start with our CEO. We've heard some amazing, amazing information from our regulatory officer and our SVP. Although I will say that Sanaz really is downplaying how she felt about FOL in the beginning, and the faces she used to make taking FOL, we all remember. So we had an explosive
guilty. Yes. But now I love it.
But we love you. So we had an explosive chat tonight. Lots of great testimonials getting popped into the chat that people are going to go now and put in the Fountain of Life testimonial group on Facebook. If you're not in that, get yourself added. But we are a few minutes after the hour, so I'm just going to move right along and share my screen. And of course, I'm going to wait for one of those quick early birds to just pop something in the chat. Make sure you can let me know that you see my screen. I'm pretty sure you do. Announcements are really quick tonight. Of course, we have our epic Opulence 18 Build Assist promotion. Tick, 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 tick. Time is running out. It is May 8th now, so you have just a few days left for this Build Assist promotion. Now, you can actually be rewarded with up to 60 free bottles of Fountain of Life. Now, if that is not insane enough, I've done the math. If you get free bottles, every bottle you sell is free, is total profit, right? Well, if you sell each bottle for $85, that's $5,000 in your pocket. So it's not just 60 bottles. It is money, just for doing what we're all here to do, which is to help other people launch their own email. Of course, not to be left behind, every new LA Plus will also receive 6 free bottles of Fountain of Life. So act now, do it now. Next on our agenda, there we go, Freedom Conference. All right, so September seems far away. Trust me, it is not. We are already almost halfway through the 5th month of this year. Make sure you do not miss out. Our Freedom Conference is going to be on September 15th and 16th. But if you're coming in from anywhere around the world, make sure that you are giving yourself time on either side, because coming up to the conference, there's probably a good chance we're going to have some kind of big mega tour on the Thursday night before. And of course, after you've spent 48 full hours with some of your Opulence Nation family, you are still going to want to have a little bit of extra time to relax and strategize and socialize with them after. $159 for early bird tickets until May 31st. Let me tell you, the first couple of conferences I attended with Opulence almost 15 years ago, I paid about $500 for my conference ticket. This is a steal. This is an absolute no-brainer. Why would you want to pay more money? Buy your ticket now, okay? $159, and they're available in your back office. Excuse me. Of course, a friendly reminder that you update your Opulence app on your cell phone, you know, your mobile phones. This is really the easiest way to do orders. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to make sure your app is updated, but just a friendly reminder, make sure you do so. And of course, tomorrow night is none other than Forensic Networker training. And it is the actual birthday of our visionary CEO. So we want to load up this event tomorrow night and celebrate well with our Forensic Networker at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Remember, if you have friends and acquaintances who are in the industry, but maybe not in our company, they are more than welcome to attend. Ramin always has great information to teach us. And it's also a great call to get your prospects on as well. For those people who are a little bit stuck, they know they want to get started, but they don't know the how. This is an amazing call for them to be on. So with that, if we have no more questions, lots of thank yous tonight. Oh, and Renee is saying, reminder, everyone has $100 Opulence currency they can use for conference tickets. Whoa, I didn't even realize that. So thank you, Renee. That's a great reminder. Everyone has $100 Opulence currency they can use for conference tickets. That's amazing. So essentially, our youngest millionaire has just removed all obstacles to you getting your ticket. Get off the call and get your ticket. Let's see. One more question before we wrap it up. Sherilyn, I think that question was already answered. We are reformulating some of the Fairy Flawless.
It works so well.
I know.
It helps to soften the lips in such a tremendous way. And I agree with you. It is an absolutely fantastic product. So one of the reasons that we originally created this product for basically the Dream Lips was to be able to hydrate the fine lines around the lips. As we age, we lose a lot of volume. So this is basically an anti-aging product that is going to help to plump around the lips. I actually was one of those big advocate of it, but the reason that we are going to be discontinuing the SKU by next year, you still have it available. So, you know, honestly, if you wanted to get this product, load up, buy, 15, 20 bottles of it, load it up, keep it on track. And the reason is because the collagen is going to do the same thing. This is not a lip moisturizer, although it works extremely well as a lip moisturizer, but that's not what it was formulated for. So as a price point for anti-aging, it's perfect. As a price point of hydration, doesn't work. So we keep all that in mind. And the best thing to do is the collagen is going to definitely help. Also, I want to recommend one of the things that you can do is put 1 drop of FOL every single day and just rub all around your lips. And that will super hydrate your lips as well. So I hope that's been helpful in answering your question.
Thank you, SVP. We have one more question that came in. Can we recommend FOL to pregnant women? Well, FOL is our standards are with the NPN with Health Canada. We don't test on pregnant women and we don't test on children. So although we cannot recommend that, it is entirely up to the consumer what they want to do.
And we do have customers, by the way, that have used Fountain. And thank God their babies are actually super smart. And we've had parents that use their own discretion. But like you said, Rebecca, any product, any supplement we'll always say not recommended for children or pregnant women or breastfeeding women. And it's just because we don't do animal testing. We do basically human studies. So we get humans to try it and give us feedback. So I hope that answers the question.
I think we have had a jam-packed call tonight. I want to thank everyone from around the nation and around the world. We have literally, I think, every time zone reflected here today. I want to just wish everybody all a good morning, a good evening, and good night. And we will see you at the next event, which is Forensic Networker Call at 9 p.m. tomorrow.
Take care, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.